Hip hop was good. This is the DagogetaTv. We here with another episode. It is 2022. I'm your guy, Demi D. And listen, man, thank y'all for keep tuning in and supporting the channel. This is another episode of Diggin Wit Deme, my hip hop vinyl show where I have collectors come through, display 5 pieces in their catalog, man. We just gonna keep it going, more content and more product, man. This is a very special episode, though, man. I got the one and only DJ Amazin G.A.D. This is my pop Dukes, man. This is the legend, the myth. Listen, man, we gonna talk some real hip hop right now. How you feeling, my guy?
I'm glad to be here and do this
Feeling
with my
guy.
seed. You know, it's always good to have your seed interested in what you're interested in. So, you know, it's always special. And you have that bond when, you know, he gets older. And like, as you see now, we're able to still continue to bond and interact and, you know, talk about and build about the music as it progresses. And it's been a long journey myself, you know, in terms of loving the music and what I do. You know, I do sound, I do DJing, and I've done many artists from the beginning and to where they're at now. We do all over the state, tri-state, and it's just a good thing to be able to have this moment that we could cherish forever.
Where it's dope, man. Many aspects of the game. For all you people who want to question my hip hop knowledge and you fake dudes trying to be my fake OG, you can't be my OG because he your OG. So that's all. Listen, I know I'm getting hyped. But so I want to start off like you said. You already touched on all the things you've done, man, and I've been able to watch some of it, and some of it has been a story that I've just been able to appreciate for you telling me. But so you're a DJ, like you said, man, and not because right now it's like everybody's a DJ. So you've been doing this since the 70s, right?
Correct.
Since the 70s.
Well, I was like a June back then, but I was on top of it though.
So what made you, since it wasn't something that was popular, how did you get into like being a serious DJ too?
Well, what happened is, you know, my uncle is the one that brought it to me, you know, and I would sneak on his sound system whenever he wasn't around and, you know, fool with it. And then one time he came in and he caught me, and I tried to like cut it off and dip to the side. He's like, nah, let me see. So it was like, let me see if you know what you're doing since you're touching my stuff, you know, with that kind of thing. And then I did my little thing for him, and ever since then, you know, he just taught me more.
Nice.
And even back then, it wasn't even, they didn't even have headphones on the mixer back then. It was just
talk to him.
It was just 4 knobs. It was like a little rectangle box with 4 knobs, and you plug the turntables into it. It was no headphone, no pitch control, nothing. And what you would do is you thought you was DJing. You would play one record, and soon as the goal was, as soon as it was going off, to let the other one start playing. And it wasn't even on beat. It was just so it was continuous sound. And actually, at first, you know, the bands was ruling. The bands did all the parties and everything, and then somebody would just bring out music to play while the bands would switch instruments.
Nice.
Because, you know, nobody's gonna let a drummer bang on his drums, you know, so the different groups would switch their instruments. So they would play music in between. And then when they started to want the music to be continuous, somebody would just bring out 2 stereos and basically do what I said, just, you know, let the music almost run out and then try to let the other one play. And that's how they used to rock back then when I was little, until they brought it to, you know, the actual mixer, then the pitch control, you know, the headphones. And
what was the first edition? The mixer? Like as far as the next upgrade to making it easier to DJ?
The elevation of the mixer, definitely.
That's dope.
Because the turntables was there, you know, because you know, obviously the vinyl. So the most pertinent thing would be the mixer, because then that came with the ability to just glide over the sound, you know. Well, it was knobs initially, but then they came with the glide also, which is the fader. The fader, right? You know, up and down and stuff like that. And then the headphones, so you could cue it up.
Evolution, as the course came on, they kept adding to it and making it.
Right, and then the next thing with the evolution of the turntable, with the pitch control, to be able to keep both on pitch.
Okay.
So that would be the next thing. So first is the mixer, then it's the evolution of the turntable. Well, the turntable's actually there, but you know, where they made it where it was pitch control and all of that.
So, when they adding these things, were people like dropping out? Like, because I'm sure this is more stuff like when you're taking it more serious, they start adding the people. More people.
Actually, initially, you know, DJing was looked at like kind of like weird guys, you know, DJing and all of that. It was just like only certain people, whoever in their neighborhood, were the only ones who kind of did it, and that's how you refer to, you know, all them music dudes. You know, it was like kind of like discounted, kind of like it wasn't an everybody
it wasn't
thing.
Hype like it is.
Yeah, it wasn't even like it wasn't an everybody thing. It was like only selected few did that. You know, it was like bands. You know, it's the guys that in the band, and guys that you know do that music stuff. They didn't even name it. You know, they didn't even talk about it like that.
Yeah, because it wasn't. You know, because even by the time I came around, it still wasn't really popular. It still was in the growth stages. But so. Would you say you collect vinyl because you became a DJ, or it's like half and half because you like the music as well?
Well, for the most part too. You know, I make music also, so I've always loved music. I wish I would have brought it. I got a picture of me 1 year old holding 2 records in my hand.
Nice.
At once, sitting on my mother's lap. At one, and that's before any of this was even going on. It wasn't even up to that. So I came holding 2 records in each hand. I came here like that. You know, so it was always that.
And you doing it to the end too. If you could zoom in on that, man. You got a picture with a lot of your vinyl. Got the record there.
The OE, the blunt.
Dope right here. You can see this on my page too, the dedication. So with that being said, man, you a hip hop head. You're a music head. You're into music, but you know this is a hip hop show, definitely. So we're gonna highlight that. We're gonna start with your first piece. You know, we have 5 pieces here. The first 3 are like talk pieces. So bring up your first piece and, you know, just let them know what you wanna talk about it there. I see it's a classic. Y'all gonna see it's a classic. There's no dispute in this right here. And let the people know, man. If you don't know, let them know, you know, who this is, the album.
Well, you know, this is the Paid in Full. You know what it is.
I mean, you know, you might have some novices checking this out. Yeah. You know, maybe. But this is their debut album.
Yeah, and it was like the first, you know, normally when an artist come out, back then, they didn't look like this. In terms of, they didn't look like they had money.
Okay.
So they was basically one of the first to come out with an album, and they looked like they already had money.
Looking icy, definitely.
You know, you see the suit, the Gucci suits, and the jewelry, and everything. Now, they already look like they on their 2nd, 3rd album.
Now, what year is this?
This is definitely like 88.
They wearing Gucci suits. Like, y'all acting like y'all doing new shit, yo.
Yeah, 87, 88.
They wearing Gucci suits in 88, 87. Like, we keep
and gold, they got gold fronts, too.
Penny looking crazy. I know there's a story about a picture on the back, too, you want to tell the people about.
Yeah, well, that's the Brooklyn Hooligans back then. Everybody know who they are if you from that era. You know, the original 50 Cent and Supreme and all that stuff, you know?
No doubt.
It's that.
So besides, I'm glad you mentioned that though, because besides, you know, him being nice and him changing the game, him being Rakim, of course, the 18th letter of the God, that's a good point you made there, too, with them just being already looking paid on the cover. Because a lot of people don't really talk about that. You know, flip that around for one more time. A lot of people don't talk about that. Because they damn sure do look like, nigga, I don't need the rap.
Yeah, and it's their first album, so, and back then, you know what that was, so.
Yeah, that's the struggle story.
Definitely with this too, you know, it changed the game with the WAP, you know, so.
Salute to the God, man, the God MC, very important to New York hip hop, very important to hip hop overall. Yeah. So we're gonna move into your second talk piece right here. Salute to Rakim Allah, Eric B. Got another classic. The Bronx.
You gotta bring out the favorites, you know.
And who's these guys right here?
Oh, come on. I gotta say it.
You gotta say it for the people.
Knowledge rules supreme over everyone?
Knowledge rules supreme over everyone. Yeah. Criminal minded.
Oh, yeah.
So why is this one of your talk pieces right here?
Because the thing that makes that previous one and this one special is the fact that these are their first joints. So, you know. And this is definitely the Queens shut them down.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, what was the climate like when this dropped? Like, cause I know.
Well, it's the same around the same wave, you know. with this, you know. What it basically is they represent the change in the sound. Because prior to this, it was the Run DMC sound.
Okay.
So, you know,
Like
it was Run DMC and L World, you know. And then this is the change in, you say it like that, the change of the guards. So, you know, because I look at rap in eras. You know, everybody try to, you know, decide who's number one and top 5. To me, it's hard to do that. So whenever I judge in eras.
You've been saying that for a minute too, and I've been trying to pass that thought process because that's
because you know, the official first guard MCs is Grandmaster Caz.
Yeah, talk to him.
You know, Melly Mel, Kumo D, and then what? Curtis Blow would be that R&B type. You know, he would be the pop.
Be the Drake out of that group back then.
Yeah, exactly. So you know, that's the you know, the bloodline. So it's basically that's the bloodline of everything.
True, right? Then when you start, and then you throw Run DMC in as group wise, and then
right, because back then, you know, Mel was the sexy one, you know, the L. Because remember, then this L behind as far as the sexy one, and then you know,
got the straight spitters,
right? And Kumo D is the straight spitter, you know. And Caz was the man. I mean, he was in the group, but he was still considered, you know, the top dog. So from initially, those the top. You know, that would be my top 5 from that era.
Salute too. I see Cass running around still too, man. Salute to him. And even before the Drink Champs joint, he's still around New York, still in the Bronx, still with the indie scene, still showing love and support. So salute to him. So we're gonna get to the last piece of the third talk piece right here. This is pulling out straight classic, man. He could do like 8 episodes of these, but you know.
Yeah.
Okay, we got another legend right here.
Yup. MC Ricky D, Slick Rick.
And this is also the debut.
Yes, it is.
Let them know the great adventures of Slick Rick.
Yep. One of my favorites. Well, all of these are my favorites. And actually, I've done gigs with all of these artists in terms of presenting the sound while they perform. So,
Nice.
So yeah.
MC Ricky D.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know if everybody, and you should know that him and Dougie Fresh started as a group.
Now talk to him, because that's what that's what the DagogetaTv is about too. Is for people who may or not be hip hop junkies to tune in and you know get info like this too. So you know, and even if people who are junkies, maybe their knowledge started later on, and that's okay. You know, but you can tune in and shit like this, and you know, boom, hear about how him and Dougie was on the scene. Some people may not know that.
So actually, it's not his first album. This is his first solo album.
His first solo joint,
But you know, the show, obviously, in Lottie Dottie, that's him and Dougie Fresh, so.
Yeah, salute to Dougie, too. He had came up because I was talking about Harlem MCs and shit. So salute to Dougie. So, there.
And even see, he got the jewelry on.
Everybody was icy. Because Chris had some ice on there, too. He got the fronts on there, too? Yeah, that's right. So I mean, Chris, you know what I mean? Blastmaster was a little icy too. So I mean, I just said it ain't nothing new.
But he never was really icy like that. He really didn't believe in it.
Yeah, he wasn't iced out, but he had his little chain and all that. So listen, and those are legendary albums right there. You got Rakim Allah, Eric B. We got KRS-One, BDP, Slick Rick. You know, shout out to Dougie. So now we're gonna get into your flex piece, like something you know. Show off for other DJs and just other collectors, and you know take the floor with this one. What's the fourth piece on Diggin Wit Deme? You done pulled out the dog. You done pulled out the dog.
We BK, so we gotta do the BK King. You know,
BK in the building.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So before you get into that, because I don't think you kind of skipped over that. Let them know where you from though, too, man.
I'm from Brooklyn, South Brooklyn, Red Hook.
Yo, Red Hook in the building, man. I know I scream Queens all day, but it's BK.
I lived in Park Slope for a little bit. I even lived in Park Hill.
Killer Hill.
And I lived in 160. No, I lived in 140. My cousins lived in 160 for a little bit, but I'm a little older than them. So if they was there, they was little guys. So, but yeah, so I know what Park Hill is. The woods in back of the building and all that. I know about that.
So this is one of your flex pieces right here. Let them know why this is a flex piece for you.
Oh, well, go without saying. This is Kane, and when you heard Kane, again, you going from think about Run DMC, and then you hear this man, you know, it's like, you hear this man, it's like some people stop. you put that mic down if you wasn't ready, you know.
So what was the first song off this album? What was the first single off this album?
And let me see if it's actually on it. Just Rhyming with Biz is the first time. I basically officially heard him, and then that Raw came. It was.
And he's just swagged out too, man. And I love the cover too, though, because he's the only one that got some women on there with him that you just pulled out. And even, was there anybody really doing it like that at that point?
I didn't really think of it like that when you took it there.
I just think.
Well, I don't want to keep pressing on that because in one instance that kind of took him to the left.
He kind of.
He's my dude,
but
you
crazy
know that.
With it.
Yeah, kind of, you know,
Chocolate dog.
Derailed him a little bit, but you know.
Oh, but you also mentioned something I totally forgot about. I'm sure a lot of people forgot about that too. What did the name stand for?
What, Kane?
Yeah.
Oh, King Asiatic, nobody's equal.
I don't think a lot of people was aware of that, or they probably forgot, because I forgot. But that's how I got onto him, because that was your guy. So he then in turn became my guy. And then just seeing I realized why he was your guy. It's like he was killing it, the video was dope, swag was stupid. And he still got it. He just recently did a versus against KRS, and he's still looking good, still sharp, still was dancing. So salute to the king, man. King Asiatic. Nobody does it better. And where's he from again? He's
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, from Bed-Stuy.
That's in New York in the building. So we got one more piece. This is a prized possession. Let the people know what this is right here.
You know, I don't know how familiar they are with this, but this 3 times dope. You know, this Philly sound.
Philly,
you know, just throwing
New York
flavor
niggas,
in
come
there.
on, man. Listen, man, he got everything. We kept it New York. Now we keeping it Philly.
It's one of the few groups that is 1 MC and 2 DJs. And I don't know if anybody's familiar with that.
That's dope.
And like we was just discussing, as you see, they got the Jordans on even back then.
Same joints we rocking too. Same joints.
Yeah.
So what's the known track of this joint?
Greatest Man Alive and Funky Dividends, original styling. I mean, those are my favorite off here, but that's what you should know if you know about this. But yeah, it's a little Philly flavor. They been around back in the days too, you know.
Philly been around.
Oh yeah.
So what made you get this though? Was it just for?
Oh, well, I'm a student of the game. I've always been a student of the game. I was from the beginning. So from the point I was watching my uncle, you know, from the point I've been listening to music in the household. So it went from listening to music in the household to watching my uncle DJ, me picking up that, you know, me picking up an instrument.
Nice.
You know, me making beats, me doing sound, DJing. So to this day, I got a DJ company, sound company. So that's what's going on.
That's what's up. So just grab all the pieces from you, man. We're gonna get up out of here. DJ Amazin G.A.D, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate everything you've done for the culture, everything you've done for me, and as far as, you know, teaching me about the culture, showing me the way, and just supporting these dope artists, man. And you know, I'm gonna try to keep the content coming for y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Subscribe, share, comment. This is the DagogetaTv where hip hop lives. I'm your guy, Diggin Wit Deme, Mr. Everywhere. You never there. Queens in the building, Brooklyn in the building, New York, what up? Yo, Brick City, you already.